Are you looking after yourself? Hello, the Marketing for Owners podcast. Delighted to come to you from my hometown of Deal in Kent, in England, on a lovely, lovely sunny day. You can hear the birds in the background. I'm outside in the garden. What a wonderful day. Are you looking after yourself? What I mean by that is there's more to life than work. Some of us as owners work and then we do some more work and then we go home and we do stuff that we don't think is work, but anyone else would consider as work. In fact, I have a definition of when you sit in front of the TV and you put a laptop or on your lap or grab an iPad while you're watching the TV and you just do a bit of this, then I have a definition for that. And what I would say is, if you ask any of your staff to do the same task at their home, in their spare time, in their evening, and they ask how much they're going to be paid, then that's work. Okay? Remember that. So we work all day. We quite often work all weekends, but we need to take care. And there are reasons for that. Having a fit, healthy body, having a fit, healthy mind is good for business. It also prolongs your life. And you may have a family. They'd like to see you every now and again. And I fell for this trick long time ago. I worked and I worked and I worked, and I said to myself, if I build this up, then I will have more time to spend with my family later on. But that wasn't going to happen, so I made a decision, no, family first, and spent the time when my kids were born. I was there. When they started school, I was able to walk them to school. But it's more than that. It's overall fitness. A lot of us don't take time for exercise. Put it into your schedule. You have appointments, you have meetings. Why not schedule or make an appointment for the fitness? It can be a stroll, it can be a walk, it can be a workout. Personally, I am, what am I on? Week 4 of Insanity at the moment. So I get up in the morning and I get up, I sit down and I take it in for 10 minutes and sort of clear my mind, and then I launch off and do the Insanity workout before it's too late to change my mind. And trust me, I don't like it, but I force myself to do it. I've done it before, and afterwards you kind of feel better. At the time you don't, because you're absolutely exhausted lying on the floor. However, a while later I found that I had more energy in the day, and I just felt better. It's kind of odd because I hadn't realised it while I was doing it. It's only after I finished, when I had made myself more fit, that I realised I had more energy. But what about eating? Are you making time for eating? If you're like me, have you ever done the thing where you go and put the kettle on, go back, do a bit of work, kettle is boiled, cooled down, go put the kettle on, go back, do a bit of work while it's boiling, kettle boils, cools down, go back, etc., etc. Do that like 10 times before you actually have the cup of tea or cup of coffee. Take the time out. And then, family, dedicate some time. Schedule it in your diary. Schedule a free day. As Dan Sullivan has buffer days, he has focus days, and he has free days in the coaching program at Strategic Coach. Make sure you find time for family. Take a whole day off. Remember, when your kids grow up and they look back and someone's talking to them, and they say, what do they remember about their childhood? And they say, oh yeah, I had my friends over, blah, blah, blah. Dad's sitting there with his laptop, blah, blah, blah. Mum's, yeah, it's great. Mum was always at school events, on her iPhone though, but yeah, she was always there. Is that the kind of memories you want your kids to have? Or do you want your kids to remember mum and dad focused on them? It's just a thought, but Take time to look after yourself, and everything else will fall into place. You do have the time, okay? When you want to go to the bathroom, to the loo, you get up, you go, you make time. Don't make excuses. Make time for yourself, for your health, for your future. End of sermon. So, next. It's a Thursday. We want a nice drive time podcast. And one of the best is Pat Flynn. Smart Passive Income. Now, how do I explain Pat Flynn? First of all, it's one of the most popular podcasts in the whole of iTunes on business. He learns how to do stuff for his business, then applies it. The great thing with Pat is he's very humble. He admits his mistakes, so he's brilliant at online business, but he gets guests on. They explain how something ought to be done, and he will point out the things that he's not doing, that he's doing wrong, and he will then apply some of those new things that he learnt from that interview, and then he'll come back a few weeks later and explain the benefits he got from it. So look up Pat Flynn. He has other podcasts, by the way. He has Ask Pat, because it's so popular. He needed another one. But the Smart Passive Income is weekly, 40 minutes, an hour, interviews someone good. Generally, you will learn something every single time. But just Pat himself, lovely bloke, wonderful blog. Go for it. His blog is at smartpassiveincome.com. By the way, one of the great things about Pat, he's one of these that publishes all his earnings, publishes all his expenses. You can see that this is genuinely working. Go listen to Pat.